over a couple bridges that have already been completed. There's still construction on another one, and it's part of the Everglades restoration project. Build up the road, take out the existing road, and so now we've created more of a path for water flow. So that's what's going on there. That's one little part of the whole Everglades restoration project, because what we've got now is a totally rain-driven system, because the Everglades has been divided into a northern and a southern. Lake Okeechobee, which pretty much sits right in the middle of the system, has canals that have been built now that go to the west and to the east to relieve water levels out of the lake. So now water can't flow from the northern Everglades through here. So now the southern Everglades is strictly a rain-driven system. And the support system is planned. There's going to be years that we're not going to get the amount of rainfall necessary. So another part of the project is to use water out of Lake Okeechobee instead of dumping it to the oceans east and west, which creates their own ecological problems, because the water in Lake Okeechobee is quite poor. It creates algae blooms along the coastlines, which are another big impact to, you know, those areas. So better could use the water through here to help support this free-flowing system again. But in order to use the water, it needs to get treated, because there are mandates on water quality and water coming through the southern Everglades, so they have to be met. So you can't dump the water from Lake Okeechobee into this system. So now, in order to use the water, it's got to go through filtering reservoirs, which are another part of this project, to build those, get the water moving through them before it can get into this area. So it's a big project, a lot of other stuff going on with it, but that's pretty much the nuts and bolts of it. And we're looking earliest possible time that anything can maybe start working would be about 2030. And chances are it's going to go beyond that because of the politics involved, and because the plans have to go through the government, because it's a combined effort of federal and state. So everything's got to go through the federal, everything's got to go through the state. And once you got the plans, you know, both ends again. So it's a process, and if it does get anywhere near accomplished by 2030,
This is their little private island, they calling it. Oh boy, hello. Hi, Smiley.
Là aussi, on a d'abord les plus grosses. Il y a 5 lapis ici.
Yeah, a little one over there.
Regarde.
Ah oui.
Oh yeah, so this time of the year gets a little brutal out here. So out here, if you see a couple gators together, chances are it's going to be a male and a female. A third of a meter, or about 12 inches of diameter.
Big.
Yeah, they get up there.
Buddy, he's so cute.
Yeah, really colorful
Yeah, beautiful.
and really common.
He says, I don't want to be up here.
And he's like, put me back in the water.
Vous voulez pas dans tous les sens?
Feel his feet. No, I don't know if he does or not. But his little feet feel good.
What, bite?
Yeah.
No, these
They don't bite.
more
Snappers.
vegetarian
He
based.
doesn't care about me.
Now,
That one.
this is a soft shell turtle, and these will bite. These are carnivores, so a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, he's
And
not
you-
cute.
See
Take your finger out.
why it's called the soft shell?
Wow.
Oh,
And even these, when they get large, they can get up to about 1.5 to 2 feet, or about 1/2 meter of diameter. That shell stays soft. It'll thicken, but still pliable.
Those the one that
they
eat.
Yeah, the Indians out here ate pretty much all the turtles. It's just how you prepared them,
see that?
because
How
and
cute
you
is
see its feet are very webbed, so these do really good in these wet environments, but they also use these back feet for digging their nests. So they just kind of grab and scoop and throw. So that's why there's dirt
He's got a
thrown up.
pointy nose.
Yeah, and a very long neck. This one, if it extends its neck all the way out, let's see if we can get them aggravated enough to do it.
Oh, he's
Hey,
gonna bite you.
That was nothing.
Really?
Yeah, no, you can get his neck all the way out to about here.
Really? He's
just-
just a little guy.
Yeah, well, they got a really long neck. So they will use that nose and that long neck like a snorkel to be able to get their air, stay well under the water.
That looks too much like a snake.
And
No.
and being a carnivore, they use that long neck for grabbing food. So give you a little better idea how long its neck is here.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So
He's cute.
yeah, pretty common around here. We don't see a lot because they mainly stay in the water. But right now with nesting, the last tour I did, there was a big one that was out here scratching around doing some nesting.
Oh, he wants to bite you.
Yeah, yeah.
Does it hurt?
No,
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
not at this size.
These come from here?
Yeah, these are all native, small common snapping turtle.
That's
These can get up to about 50 pounds or about 23 kilos. So this one's still very young, but snapping turtles you see are extremely fast. And they've got some of the strongest bite of any creature on earth. So if you
Really?
look, yeah, and if you look at its jawline,
Yeah.
you see their jaw lines are very sharp. So a big snapping turtle could take your finger off very quickly. So
little
you
one, you don't.
That would, wow.
little ones like this, what they do is they bite and they don't have enough bite pressure to take a finger off, so they just don't let go. They just latch onto you and hang on to you.
Take them home then.
Yeah, then, yeah, here, you want a souvenir?
I don't think so. I like these guys better.
So, yeah, really nasty creatures. And underneath, you see, these don't have a lot of shell compared to most of these other.
Yeah.
Bite something
Bite
else
something.
here. Yeah, you just-
Oh.
So these really aren't good swimmers. They like the very shallow parts of the Everglades and mainly bury themselves down in the mud out here, keep their head up, wait for a little fish, duckling or something to come by and just grab it.
Cool. How old's he? Young.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Okay. Is he the only one in there?
Yep. This is almost full size. They'll get slightly larger.
Oh.
And this is a striped mud turtle. Another carnivore.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's alive. See?
What?
Oh, he looks sort of like a box turtle.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got a double
Yeah,
hinge
yeah.
shell though compared to the box turtles which just have the one hinge.
He's shy.
Yeah. So these you mainly find along the edges of the islands here, and they'll eat the little insects, small fish, stuff like that.
May I see his back again?
Sure. Yeah, they're really pretty.
You're in there.
There's 4. And you guys ate most of your fish. I just dumped a bunch of fish in here.
They were hungry.
Oh, there's still some. Okay. But you see, if you handle him, he's pretty stuffed right now. He had his full share. So, but little alligator, about 1.5 years old. Alligators grow very slowly because they do grow throughout their whole lives, so their growth is really pretty slow. And I think I might have grabbed the wrong one, didn't
Why?
I? Because this one doesn't cooperate well.
Oh, God.
This one, on the other hand,
Oh,
cooperates
They
well.
all have different
Oh,
personalities.
Look
yeah.
at that.
So you see,
Uh-huh.
it does have a mouthful of little needles,
Oh, yeah.
and alligators are born with all their teeth. So out of the egg, they've got 80 teeth. Hunters from the word go. So once they hatch, the mother gator will just take the babies into the water, and they know what to do. Just
goodbye.
instinct says, we're the little fish, I'm good. So self-sufficient. Now the eyes on alligators, you mentioned crocodiles earlier, and one of the differences between alligators and crocodiles, you see how alligators' eyes sit more well above the head. Crocodiles would be more at the level of the head. But alligators' eyes do recess down in their head, which does help to protect them in their fighting and stuff, but there's still a lot of one-eyed gators out here. It's just part of the deal. Now, as far as feeling them, they're really quite soft and smooth. The part of an alligator that does get very hard and what people think they feel like is more the back area here. So you can already feel it even in this little one, much harder, and as they grow, it's just going to get harder and harder.
Okay to feel?
Yeah. And the back is kind of like their solar panel. That's why during the cooler months, they just want to lay out in the sun, just gather that heat into there.
We
Now,
had hand sanitizer.
this time of the year, they use the back more for digestion purposes. Being that they're cold-blooded, they don't have internal warmth to help break down food. So they'll lay out in the sun after they eat to gather that heat to help digest the food better. So during our cooler months, they don't eat because food, if they can't get enough heat, could start to rot in their systems and possibly end up killing them or make them very sick. So they just choose not to eat until they get enough warmth, their systems are feeling kind of back to normal, and then they'll eat. So
He's not happy.
nah, he's all right, aren't you?
Well, you don't get motion sickness.
Is that the only male?
No, there's another one. The first one that I grabbed out of there. I mean, we don't know for sure.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
You assume.
by the size difference between two of them in there and the other two larger ones, like I said, males grow faster, so most likely the two larger ones are males. So as far as knowing for sure, I gave you a few ways of guessing with her, but you could draw blood from them. Or you can go internally and feel around in there, and that's the other way that you can tell for sure male or female. All of their genitalia is internal.
Question, when do they start reproducing?
Usually around 10 years old.
Now old, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And how old is he?
This one about 1.5 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you keep them like in captivity, or do you let them go?
About another 5 months, these will get re-released. We'll bring in some of the babies that we did manage to get last year
Okay.
in. They'll stay for about 1 year, get re-released.
Good. That's
And
perfect. And
that
the
way-
turtles too, right?
Yeah, turtles, they get re-released.
Give them a chance to get a little
Especially
size
with
to 'em.
alligators, because when they're born, they're about 4 or 5 inches. So they're very small. They got a lot of prey
You collect
or a
the
lot of
eggs,
predators.
Or you wait till
No, we usually don't, because mother gators are highly protective of their nests.
Okay.
So we leave the nests alone. Last year, we did gather eggs because our rainy season started very heavy, and it started to impact the nest to where the females started to just abandon their nests.
If Steve had
So then we
beard, he
went
reminds me
around
of
and we
Steve.
dug up some of the eggs,
Yeah.
got some that way, but usually in a normal
So,
nesting season, we don't mess with them because the mothers are always right around. So leave them to be.
And you let them go like where you found them? if it's-
No, we'll just let them go
Or
from here.
they don't care, do they?
No,
probably
because at some point they're going to get at that age where the territorial nature kind of kicks in, and they're going to want to go find their own territory, which means a lot of them are going to die that way. So a nest is usually about 30 to 50, and you're down to about 10% that are actually going to
Okay.
make it to maturity. So,
And you named her?
ham. Never to be ham. Some of you, I mentioned a bird earlier that pretty much is dependent upon the snails. That's it, that dark bird with the white band between its body and tail feathers. That's the Everglades snail kite.
Nice. Oh, look, something just came up.
Yeah, fish are jumping all over the
No,
place.
that's a turtle or something. There's a head.
It's right there. I think it's right.
Soft shell. That's a soft shell.
More and without, yeah. I mean, you'd think